Well, hello and welcome to this segment of Sister to Sister. We're very happy to have Tiffany Gilbert with us. Pastor Amy is out today. And as you know, we bring biblical answers to the questions that you have of the world. This is a really worldly question, and it goes like this. What do you do when your child is invited to sleep over at a friend's house, but you know the parents are not married and they're living together? Do you let your child go? What do you do? Tiff, what do you do?
Well, you know what? We're kind of, as parents, kind of inching our way to that stage. My oldest, he's going on 5. So even now he has his friends that he likes. So I know that question of, can I sleep over so-and-so's house, is going to be coming up pretty soon. With regards to this, you know, this is really a sensitive situation because as the parent, you know, you want to make sure that you are monitoring what your children are around, what they're being exposed to, and you want to give them the right culture, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling that too much.
Well, how would they know, though? How would the child know that that they're married or not married?
Well, not only the child, how would you know? Because sometimes, you know, you don't know. So for me, it's more, I agree with everything Lady Tiff said, but I also think for me, it's more a matter of safety. But I do believe that as a parent, just kind of mirroring what she said, is that I have a responsibility. Now, Corey, I'm going to borrow from Corey. On one time, a question similar to this came up, and she said, you know, I don't walk in somebody's home and maybe go, if you're not married, my child can't do this or my child can't do that, you know. And I think we do have to watch how we handle so we don't teach our children to be judgmental.
Right, that's right.
You know, but I do think we have to use wisdom for what culture we are introducing them to.
I think if you're a mother or father of a teenage child, I think it's more important because then you might know. You might have more of an instinct. And also, are those children supervised? I mean, how many times have we had questions on Sister to Sister about unsupervised drinking at teenage parties?
Right. Yeah.
So the fact that they're not married is bad, but the fact that the parents maybe are in Aruba and there's a party going on. I think that supervision is important. What do you think, Roxanne?
Oh, hindsight, you know, my mother, you guys know her, sweet little Anna. But every time my daughters wanted to sleep over, what are you doing? What is this? You were never allowed to do it. I think the only place I could sleep over was my grandparents. And I want to challenge the Christian culture. You don't have to have your children, whether the parents are saints and married for 20 years or they're not married, you don't have to go with the flow.
That's good.
That's
Hindsight,
that is good.
Hindsight is, I probably wouldn't have let them as many times as I did. And so with my younger daughter, who's 10 years younger, I didn't do it as much. Because what do they do when they sleep over? What is the purpose? So I challenged the Christian culture, you know, for the same thing. When Nintendo came out and the PlayStation and so on, my husband he was stronger than me. We waited till they were older teenagers before we did that. We didn't have cable TV in the house till they were older. So I challenged the Christian culture not to get sucked into everything kids want to do.
That's right, that's right.
That's good.
Corey,
That's good.
what do you do with this? You have kids.
I mean, if you're waiting for your kids to sleep over at the perfect Christian home, you're going to be waiting a long time.
That's
Say
good.
that.
I am on the same lines with you. This is, you know, we're not usually on the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
I severely limit sleepovers for my kids, especially kids. And my perspective is more about just the abuse and putting your children in a situation they're not mature enough to handle. And even if you do know the parents, is there an older sibling there?
right,
Are there
that's
other
right.
friends
It's
there?
about safety.
It just opens up this huge can of worms of things, regardless of where the parents come from or if they're married or not. It's just sleepovers open up a whole thing that they need to be mature enough to handle the situation. You need to shepherd your children's hearts so that they can handle situations, and they're not old enough to do that when they're in elementary school. I am not a fan of elementary school sleepovers at all.
Whoa.
That's good.
I
That's
am
really
a
good.
fan of what the sisters think. And we are so happy that you've invited us here to real life so that we can share our hearts to your home. We'll see you next time on Real Life.